It doesn't matter. Have noise, real trouble.
Thank you, Spirit of Life Choir. Good morning, everybody. Surprising it's not summer yet, but time doesn't fly quite that fast, thank goodness. But it sure feels like summer, doesn't it? It's a beautiful day in Rancho Palos Verdes. It's a wonderful day to be together. We are gathered here for so many events, so many things that are coming up, so much joy, celebration, and living out our commitments. We are an open, accepting, tolerant congregation, or we are striving to be more so every single day. And we are honoring the inherent worth and dignity of all who enter here and all those we have yet to meet. We remember the people whose land we sit on, the Tongva people. We remember the people who have come before us to help us make a Unitarian Universalist society nationwide and who have worked to make this congregation, as well as so many others, strong and vibrant. Thank you for being part of the wave of strength and vibrancy. We have so many activities that you can barely resist, so many so you can scan the QR code, or you can look at the newsletter that comes in your email, and if you don't want to do either of those two things, you can ask for a hard copy in the office. But there are a couple of things that I would like to highlight because they're coming around the corner. One of which is the annual Black and White celebration. This is a very busy month. The Black and White is next Saturday night on March 7th at 7. Tickets will be on sale today on the patio. They're $25 each. You can get them in the food line, and the people from the choir will be wandering around your tables during our lunch, selling them as well. So please grab a ticket then. If you are new to visiting us here today, you'll be surprised or happy to hear that we serve lunch on the patio afterwards, where we can all chat, get to know each other a little better, being community. Lunch is generally $5 a person. If you want to contribute more, that's great. If you don't have $5, please don't let that stop you from eating. And if this is your first time visiting us, lunch is on us. We're happy to have you. In addition to the Black and White, the following Saturday is our annual anniversary party. Yeah, and we're assigning tables like we did last year. We're going to have table hosts. We have some wonderful table hosts that have, but we need to know if you're coming, because we can only fit a certain amount of people at each table. So please do me a favor and either leave the information with Gabby, email me. My email address is in the newsletter, or come and talk to me and I'll jot your names down. But we do need to know if you're coming, so we have a seat for you and we're sure of it. And last but not least, it is our annual pledge drive. Busy month, right? So more will be said about that, you can be sure. But I don't know how many of you listen to NPR. But when it's pledge drive time, don't you kind of want to go, oh, it's pledge time on NPR? It's a little tiresome. And so one sure way to shut us up quickly is to go ahead and make your pledge earlier rather than later. And if you could see your way clear to up that pledge by about 10%, that would be phenomenal, greatly appreciated, and perhaps economically appropriate. I don't know. And with that, our last announcement, we will light our chalice. This chalice, our chalice, is our symbol of Unitarian Universalism, a symbol of warmth and brightness of our connections. The flame lights our way back together again from our separate lives, and it lights our way forward into community wherein there is promise and renewal.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Severin and the choir. Thank you, everyone, for being here this morning. Good morning. I'm Pastor Joshua, and I'd like to welcome us to worship together this morning, calling up the sacred and the spiritual in this question: how can we turn the world around to generate hope? With that, please rise and body our spirit for our opening hymn, which is Turn the World Around by Harry Belafonte.
If you don't really know this tune, if you don't remember it, most of the phrases that we do, we're going to do twice, so you'll get them the second time.
Awesome. All right, and now I will welcome up all our youth and everyone who is young at heart to come sit at the front. And actually, Dr. Haven Perez will be reading our story for all ages. Have you filled a bucket today?
Come on down.
You're gonna, okay, great.
All right.
And Lynn will sit with him.
So, yeah, come on closer. You could get closer. When you're feeling really, really sad, do you feel heavy? Not really? All right. Who here does feel heavy? You feel heavy? It's kind of a weight, right? How about when you're happy? What do you feel like? Maybe not necessarily lighter, but you're carrying something around with you. You carry your emotions around with you. We're going to be talking about some of those emotions today. And it's, have you filled a bucket today? A guide to daily happiness for kids.
For everybody.
Yeah, well, we're all kids today.
That's right.
All day long, everyone in the whole wide world walks around carrying an invisible bucket. You can't see it, but it's there. You have a bucket. Each member of your family has a bucket. Your grandparents, friends, and neighbors all have a bucket. Everyone carries an invisible bucket. Your bucket has one purpose only: Its purpose is to hold your good thoughts and your good feelings about yourself. You feel very happy and good when your bucket is full, and you feel very sad and lonely when your bucket is empty. Other people feel the same way too. They're happy when their buckets are full, and they're sad when their buckets are empty. It's great to have a full bucket, and this is how it works. You need other people to fill your bucket, and other people need you to fill theirs. So how do you fill how do you fill a bucket? How do you guys think you fill a bucket? Okay, go for it.
If you have if you invited someone to your house and they didn't bring any toys and you had a lot, sharing some of your toys with them.
Oh, that's brilliant. Very good. Very good. Go for it, Weston. Oh, very good. So, sharing. You fill a bucket when you show love to someone, when you say or do something kind, or even when you give someone a smile. That's being a bucket filler. A bucket filler is a loving, caring person who says or does nice things that makes others feel special. When you make someone feel special, you are filling a bucket. But you can also dip into a bucket and keep out some good feelings. You dip into a bucket when you make fun of someone, when you say or do mean things, or even when you ignore someone. That's being a bucket dipper. A bully is a bucket dipper. A bucket dipper says or does mean things that make others feel bad. Many, indeed, many bucket dippers have an empty bucket. They think they can fill their own bucket by dipping into someone else's, but that will never work. You never fill your own bucket when you dip into someone else's. But guess what? When you fill someone's bucket, you fill your own bucket too. You feel good when you help others feel good. All day long, we are either filling up or dipping into each other's buckets. By what we say and what we do, try to fill a bucket and see what happens. Do you want to read that?
Sure. You love your mom and dad. Why not tell them you love them? You can even tell them why. Your caring words will fill their buckets right up. Watch for smiles to light up their faces. You will feel like smiling too. A smile is a good clue that you have filled a bucket. If you practice, you'll become a really great bucket filler. Just remember that everyone carries an invisible bucket and think of what you can say or do to fill it. Here's some ideas for you. You could say hi to the bus driver. He has a bucket. You could invite the new kid at school to play with you. You could write a thank you note to your teacher. You could tell your grandpa that you like to spend time with him. There are so many ways to fill a bucket. Bucket filling is fun and easy to do, and it doesn't matter how young or old you are. It doesn't cost any money. It doesn't take much time. And remember, when you fill someone else's bucket, what happens? You fill yours too. That's right. When you're a bucket filler, you make your home, your school, your neighborhood, your church a better place to be. Bucket filling makes everyone feel good. So why not decide to be a bucket filler today and every day? Just start each day by saying to yourself, I'm going to do something to fill someone's bucket today. And at the end of each day, ask yourself, did I fill a bucket today? Yes, I did. That's the life of a bucket filler. And that's you. What do you think you guys are going to do with Haven now? You're going to do something to fill a bucket.
Yes, we're going to do some filling of buckets today. It's somebody's birthday, and we're going to make birthday cards for them. Nat, let's do it. Welcome. Who's that?
Nicole, are we gonna use colored markers?
Yes.
And now is the time where we get to share what's on our hearts by coming up to light a candle with a joy, a concern. If you'd like to share with us, we would like to hear from you. If you would just like to light a candle, please
Oops. All right, I'm going to offer a little prayer. I imagine we're all a little stressed right now, as we have been, but, you know, as new news comes bombarding us, the news recently has hit pretty hard, all of the news. And so I'm going to offer a little prayer by someone, senior minister of Judson Memorial Church in New York City. I saw online, his name is Micah Busey, Minister Micah Busey, and it's called a tiny prayer for those learning about the U.S.-Israel attacks on Iran. May we not meet this news as passively pessimistic observers, but as energized witnesses assured that every life is sacred and that empire-addled attacks are never pathways to peace, but always failures of imagination. May all who are directly at risk of harm and hate be surrounded by safety. May our leaders either be visited by deep wisdom that edifies them or by deep resistance that replaces them. And may this fear-filled moment activate all of us to keep finding local ways to embody fierce love, as well as we all work to make every small move toward collaboration tendril out to become global liberation. May it be so. So take a few breaths. It's the time of the service we can just reset. Let your shoulders relax. Feel yourself sink into the seat. Just let your face relax. Do a little check of your whole body. Any tension that you have, just let it fall to your feet and into the ground as we just breathe together a few times. Feeling that energy, pent-up energy that we've had, I know I have, just release. Take a moment to let that happen. Stretch the moment of rest out just a little bit longer. We don't need to rush into the next moment. And as you come into that next moment, I invite you to listen to our centering hymn number 128, For All That Is Our Life.
For all that is our life, we bring our thanks and praise. For all life is a gift which we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad. For services we give, for work and its rewards, for hours of rest and love, we come with praise and thanks for all that is of life. For sorrow we must bear, for failures, pain, and loss, for each new thing we learn, for fearful hours that pass, we come with praise and thanks for
Thank you. Thank you, Terry Masters. Thank you, Severin. And now, in place of our reading for the next few weeks during our pledge, we will have testimonials. Today, it's more of a description, I think, of the kickoff of the pledge from Melissa and Lisa. Yeah, welcome.
Hi, my name's Lisa Stites, and we're on the pledge committee, which is really called the stewardship, but there you go. I have my bucket with me today, and you know how to make me happy? Yeah, you do. So I want to talk a little bit about our theme for the pledge drive. It's Turn the World Around. And the colors are blue of the sky and the sea, and green of all the green things that we have in our life, and brown, so for the ground and the earth. So that's our color scheme, and if you want to wear some of those colors, that would be really fun. In our life, we have a lot of opportunities to do good. And a lot of those opportunities that you have to do good come from being part of our congregation. And the way that we do those things, the social justice and the RE and the lunch and everything that we do here, requires funds. And so we love your time and your talent, but right now we are asking for your filthy lucre. We are asking for your treasure. So if you could be very generous and support all the things that we do here and all the love and justice that emanates from this place, that would be super.
Thanks, Lisa. So Lisa kind of told you the why and our theme, and I thought I would kick things off with my top 5 most frequently asked pledge drive questions. So, first question, why do I need to pledge? I already donate. Isn't that enough? That was 2 questions. But the reason for pledging and not just donating is that your pledge gets recorded as part of our budget. So it allows us to budget and pay our bills and make things happen throughout the year. So it pays salaries of our employees, including that guy over there and that guy over there. And that guy walking around there and that lady in the office, it pays all their salaries. It pays our bills so we can turn the lights on and have a sound system. Pays for gardening. It pays for so many ways of outreach and just the way that we're trying to turn the world around here. So if you donate and just like give us money in our plate passing by, it's lovely. But pledging allows us to budget and pay our bills. Okay, next question. Should I pledge today? And I'm going to tell you no. In the words of my friend that I like to quote often, Gary Hart, he always says, pledge early and pledge often, vote early and vote often. I'm going to say wait. Get your pledge envelope outside at the pledge table today, but then give it a little time to think about it. So think, could I pledge maybe $1 more per day this year than I did last year? Could I pledge maybe $20 a month more? However much more you think you can pledge, do it. So you can start bringing those pledges back next week. That's what we would love to happen. Question number 3, when do I need to pay? So pledging is not the same as paying. You don't need to start paying the pledge until July because the church year goes from July to June each year. So you're pledging now for the 26-27 pledge year. So I hope that's clarifying. And I've lost count. I'm a second grade teacher, but that doesn't mean I know how to count to 5. So my next and final question is, how much should I pledge? Well, this is a very, very complicated question and a complicated answer. So our pledge goal this year is $270,000. Last year it was $265,000. So we increased it a little bit this year because taxes increased, our bills increased. We'd like to give our employees a fair wage and compensation. So if we average it out amongst all of the members of PUC, it comes out to $2,015 per year for each of us. Now, for some of us, that's just not affordable. And if you can't afford it, don't pledge that, obviously. But if you can, know that that's the goal and think, could I do a bit more to compensate for one of my friends who's not in a position to pay that much? So the answer is pledge as much as you comfortably can. We don't want you to go without, but it's kind of like filling a bucket. The more you put into PUC, the more we all get out of it, and the more we can turn the world around right here on the hill in PV. So thank you for stopping by our pledge table, and please come with all your questions out there too, because we're ready to hand you your envelope and answer all your questions and give you a piece of chocolate. Thank you.
Thank you, stewardship team. They do an amazing job. So yeah, we really, really appreciate them. Yes. All right. So the world is turning very fast. It's turning so fast. It's already March. It's already 2026. AI has already taken over. Autonomous cars are everywhere here. Climate change breaking points loom ominously. Donald Trump, only a year into his term, has already set countless disasters in motion. It's turning so fast. And yet, at the exact same time, the world is turning so slowly. Regulating AI, glacial. Reduction of harmful global emissions, flowing like molasses in winter. I'm still constantly stuck in traffic, despite the promise that autonomous vehicles would usher in a Jetson-style efficiency. And Trump is just over a year into his term, almost 3 more to go, slowly. So the world turns, whether we like it or not. Sometimes, as I said, it spins so quickly that we feel centrifugal force tugging at our own sanity, and other times it crawls so slowly that we can hear the clock ticking in surround sound. In order to remain sane and to best facilitate the propagation of our values, it would certainly help if we could regulate the speed at which the world turns. If we could turn the world or change the pace of the spin. And here's the good news. We can. So not obviously the literal speed of planetary rotation, but we can regulate the perception of time. And perception, as it turns out, is everything. Time is relative. Albert Einstein demonstrated this scientifically when he established that the speed of light is constant for all observers regardless of motion. And for those of us who do not casually solve tensor equations before breakfast, he also offered a more accessible explanation. Put your hand on a hot stove for a minute and it seems like an hour. Sit with a pretty girl for an hour and it seems like a minute. That's relativity. Those are Einstein's words. Our experience of time, it bends and it stretches according to our emotional state. There's even research suggesting that our perception of time can affect our bodies, how our bodies function. In a study published in the journal Nature, researchers Peter Engel and Ellen Langer, explored how perceived time influences healing. In their Harvard experiment, they actually bruised participants' forearms, and then they placed all the participants in different rooms, all for 28 minutes exactly. But yet in some of the rooms, they had clocks that were ticking at a normal speed. And at some of the rooms, they had clocks ticking at half speed, and other rooms, they had clocks ticking at double speed. Yes. So despite waiting the same 28 minutes in all the room, participants whose perception was that time passed quicker because the clock was ticking faster, showed greater healing. And those who believed less time had passed healed more slowly. Yeah. The body responded not merely to chronological time, but to psychological time. And you said, wow, even the researchers were surprised. They didn't expect that. The mind and body do not merely communicate, they collaborate. Expectations influence physiology. You know when you're anxious, you get sicker. When you're happy, you feel better. Perception shapes reality. We may not be able to manipulate time itself, but we can manipulate how we experience it. And bless you. And that experience has measurable consequences. Consider traffic. 15 minutes in Los Angeles traffic when you are late for an appointment can feel like time is standing still. At 15 minutes feels like an hour. But spend, and this is very much like what Einstein said, but spend that time, that same 15 minutes, sitting on a blanket in the grass, by a tranquil pond, on a picnic date with a new and exciting love interest, and time evaporates. You look at your watch and you think, I can't possibly have been here for only 15 minutes. Your breathing slows and your nervous system is calm and your perception actually compresses. When we're angry, when we're anxious, angry, fearful, stressed, time expands. It magnifies our discomfort. But when we're joyful and calm or engaged, time flows. It nourishes. So if we want to remain sane in a world that often feels like it's speeding toward its own annihilation, we must learn to reverse this dynamic. We must learn to slow the spin of the world when we are feeling positive so we can dwell there longer. We must learn to move through anxious stretches, not by denial, but by recalibrating our perception. And there are at least two powerful ways to do this. The first involves awe. I often translate when people say, what is a religious experience to an atheist, to a humanist, to a secularist? I translate religious experience into secular language as an experience of awe. Awe is that moment when something is so vast and so beautiful and so intricate and so unexpected that it quiets the ego. And when we experience awe, we lose the need to hurry through it. We become fully present. We expand. A 2012 study published in Psychological Science found that people who felt awe were less impatient, more willing to help others, and more inclined to prefer experiences over material possessions. Awe slows us down, and it stretches our sense of time, and it increases generosity, and it deepens connections. In other words, awe is not just a pleasant feeling, it is socially transformative. And awe is not reserved for mountaintops or cathedrals. It can be found anywhere. It can be found in a piece of music, in a child's response, in a scientific discovery, in a moment of collective singing, or in a breathtaking vista through a giant glass window. Yeah. The second way so that's one way. The second way to slow time is related, especially when things are good, and that is savoring. Dr. Chomsky describes three types of savoring, or as she reframes savoring, saying to life. That's what she calls savoring. There is anticipatory savoring, looking forward, feeling the pleasure of expectation. There is in the moment savoring, fully inhabiting each moment, like we did in the meditation. And there is reminiscent savoring, revisiting a cherished memory to reactivate its emotional resonance. Fundamentally, if you focus on a positive moment, past, present, or future, and you deeply focus on the people, on the setting, on the emotions of the moment, all of the sensory details that make it positive, you're amplifying it, you're deepening it, you're extending it. You essentially become the observer as well as the participant. And you open your heart then to feeling awe and to diminishing or erasing unease. Mackay Albert, writing in Epic Health, offers two specific ways to assist with engaging in joyful moments, to go a little further. He talks about being in nature, which we know, and variation. So engaging with the natural world is one way to assist with engaging in joyful moments, and introducing variety, introducing novelty into our routine also kind of flips our autopilot off. It slows us down, awakening us to the joy in the moment and awakening us to finding more joy, imprinting these moments in our memory and making them accessible whenever we need them later. Savoring. How many of you here can vividly remember a recent really great vacation? I can. Or a loving dinner with family. Vividly remembering an exhilarating hike in nature, a beautiful concert. There was one here the other night. You can likely remember it clearly. You can see it in your mind's eye. You can recall maybe who was there, what the space looked like, what you felt. If you close your eyes, you might even feel your shoulders drop a fraction of an inch while you remember this great memory. Try it yourself. You know what? I don't think any preacher has ever said this. Oh, I don't have my lavalier. That's all right. I'll stay here. But I'd like you to pull out your phones if you have them. Turn them on. Yes, I'm serious. If you have them. If not, that's okay. And open your Photos app. Scroll to a picture, if you have one, that captures some great memory or some person that you love. And if you don't have a phone, or if you prefer not to participate in what may be the first liturgical use of a smartphone, simply bring to mind a memory, bring to mind an image that you love, or the face of someone who steadies your heart. Now let your attention linger on that image. Don't just glance at it, stay with it, enhance it. Notice details that you might have normally just skimmed past. Oh, I didn't see that in the picture. Look at that. What was the lighting like? What's the coloring? What were people wearing? What was happening around them at that time, just outside the frame? See if your senses can join the experience again. What did the place smell like? What sounds were in the background? Music, laughter, the hum of conversation. And now notice your emotions in that remembered moment. What were you feeling then? If you were there, what were you feeling about it? Joy, safety, excitement, relief. And then shift into, what do you feel right now as you hold that image in your awareness? Think about the people who were there, what they mean to you. Let your heart just swell a little looking at that picture. Retell the story in your mind, where you were, what happened, why it mattered. Just allow yourself to ride those pleasant feelings as you do. And just see how it makes you feel. Does it feel like the world is spinning a little slower? Things aren't moving as fast, even briefly. I can clearly recall, all right, now pay attention to me and put your phones down. I'm just kidding. Yeah. The world's got to spin faster again. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I can clearly recall my family's recent holiday to Northern California and to Las Vegas. The vineyard glowing in the sun, I can see it in my eye, the smell of the redwoods, the laughter over dinner. When I revisit these moments, my nervous system responds. I relax. But ask me what I did 2 Tuesdays ago at 2:17 p.m., and I have no idea. Because it was routine, unexamined. Unsavored time dissolves. It leaves little or no imprint. And the implication of that is profound. So if we want time to feel fuller, richer, and more expansive, to slow the spin of the earth, we must attend to it. We must mark it. We must witness awe, and we must savor the moments. So what does this all have to do with a pledge drive? Everything. If you are here, which I imagine you are since you're here, if you keep coming back to PUC, then this community is likely one of the places where you come to intentionally slow time. PUC is a refuge from the dust storm kicked up by the tornado of the world. It is where awe can be cultivated and is cultivated. It is where savoring is practiced. I often tell people that I don't mind actually my commute here, because when I arrive on this campus, something immediately shifts just being here. The space itself elicits awe. In addition, I focus on meaningful things, even in the car when I'm coming. I listen to podcasts and audiobooks, and I make pastoral care calls to congregants. And that allows me to savor the time even in traffic rather than waste it, fretting about getting ahead of the car in front of me. Or at least that is my intention. Road rage is actually a cultural thing in LA, and I do want to fit in, so. As my family will attest, I give into it once in a while. And there is anticipatory savoring on my commute as well, because I'm savoring the idea knowing I'll arrive at PUC to engage in powerful meaning making. The pledge matters because what we do here matters. The relationships in beloved community, the engagement with youth, the mutual pastoral care, the learning and teaching about vital subjects, the life-giving activities, the variety of experiences, some of them that are comfortably regular in a non-scatological sense, and others that are exciting and that are new. We have the regular chalice closing at the end of service. We anticipate that, and we have so many new events going on, exciting and new. The conversations with people who share our values, and the conversations of those who challenge us to think more deeply about meaning and compassion. There are actually few places outside perhaps our own living rooms that offer such consistent access to awe. If we take advantage of it. And awe is not a luxury. It is a medicine. In anxious situations, I bring PUC, I bring this community with me. I recall a conversation, a song, a shared laugh, a moment of insight. I anticipate then returning. I savor what has been, and in doing so, I slow time. I reset. The practicality of a pledge drive does involve numbers, dollar amounts, and volunteer hours, numbers of volunteer hours. Budgets and spreadsheets and strategic plans, these are necessary. They sustain us. They sustain the infrastructure that makes awe possible. But the return on this investment is incalculable. It's not merely programmatic, it's existential. In a time when the spinning of the world is truly dizzying, when headlines spike cortisol before breakfast, when we oscillate between doom scrolling and denial, places like this can recalibrate us. They stretch positive time and they compress despair. They remind us who we are and what we value. We cannot stop the planet from spinning, but we can change the pace by changing how we inhabit time within it. We can seek awe, we can savor joy, we can invest in the spaces, so many like PUC, that make both of these things possible. And perhaps if enough of us slow down long enough to notice what is beautiful and generous and humane, then maybe the larger world will begin to feel a little less frantic and a little more hopeful. So my question to you today is not always a comfortable one, but it is a necessary one. What are you willing to pledge in time and in money to harness and to propagate that hope? Thank you.
And now it's time for our offertory. Please look out for our ushers who are coming up and down the aisles with the baskets while we enjoy some music. You bet. Have you got a bucket?
We're going to do a tune called This Joy That I Have. No matter what's happening in the world, we're going to sing about joy right now. One more thing about the black and white is that it's usually a dress-up affair. So you can dust off that tuxedo that you haven't worn for 5 years and, grace us with your costume.
All right, please join me in the affirmation of gratitude. Let us be grateful when we are able to give, for many do not have that privilege. Let us be grateful for all those who share their gifts, for we are enriched by their giving. And let us be grateful even for our needs, so that we may experience the generosity of others. And now we extinguish our chalice. Oh, and Sarah, closing words?
Sure. Please rise and hold hands as you're willing and able. This beloved community is dedicated to the proposition that within all our differences, in all our diversity, there is a unity that makes us one, a bond that holds us together, in spite of time and death and the space between the stars. We rise in silent witness to that unity.
May the blessing of love be upon you. May love's peace abide within you. May love's presence illuminate your hearts now and forevermore. So be it. Amen. Ashe. Shalom. Salam. Namaste. And blessed be. And now our service truly begins.